Hey, it's Lynn.
Hey, it's Tanya.
We have run across some interesting stuff lately, and we have had a lot of people reach out recently wondering if they're even a twin. And we're hearing some weird stuff in the community about um, this twin journey and what it really means for people that might have a twin that they're not aware of, or they don't know where their twin is, or they have multiple twins. And so we want to really clarify some stuff today.
Right.
So that's what we're doing. Hello. Okay. We've heard two things. These are really these are running through the community, and it's kind of scaring us because a lot of people are being led off path. Number one, if someone has told you that you are not a true twin and you've gone on your merry way, I ask you, please get a second opinion. Please get an opinion by somebody that really knows and has the authority to tell you whether or not that opinion is accurate. There was a case, I think a year and a half ago, where there was a DM who was having an issue with his twinship, went to a psychic, and she's like, "You're not even a twin," and he literally committed suicide. It was horrible, and she was wrong. So I really want to caution you. I have had people that have been kind of in my circle before who I found out were telling people that they were not twins when they had no authority to do so, and they were wrong. And some of these people were very, very high level angelics, that they were telling them that they were not twins and they were actually endangering their path. And so I take this very, very fucking seriously. We don't joke around with this. Some people have the authority and have the knowing to be able to diagnose whether you're two twins, and some don't. So that being said, let's do this. Here's what we've been hearing. Number one, I have more than one twin. Number two, I don't know who my twin is. Okay. Let me give you the definition of the word twin, because let's go there. Twin, one of two children or animals born at the same birth. Something containing or consisting of two matching or corresponding parts in particular. One of two personal or persons or things closely related to or resembling each other. And then the fourth definition, we're going to stop there, a compound crystal composed of two adjoining crystals or parts of crystals of the same kind that share a common plane of atoms. The word twin means two. If you're hearing out there that someone says, I have multiple, you can have multiple twin flames. You can have multiple twin souls, whatever they call that. Your higher level soulmate type of thing is what that is. If you are a genuine, true twin flame, you are split from a God spark into two souls that move independently as separate souls, full, complete separate souls. Twin flames are the only beings that carry the identical frequency, the identical energy frequency. That's it. So if someone's telling you, I might have more than one twin, then that would be a triplet, not a twin. We're not calling you an octuplet or a quadruplet. If you're a twin, there's you and someone else, and that's it.
Right.
If you don't know who your twin is, you are, I hate to say this, but you are not on this path. If you are listening to someone who is guiding you through this journey and they do not know who their twin is at this stage in the game, they are a light worker. They are not a twin. At this stage in the game, all twins are to be in union. How do you know who your twin is? How do you know if you're even truly a genuine twin? Number one, you know. And my twin, out of all people, had the best answer to this of anyone I've ever heard. And he said, I know. If you have to ask, then you don't. That is the number one thing with twins. You know in your soul. You know when you meet them. There's certain things about you have a knowing. You have a knowing. And it's not just, oh, it's somebody different and I'm obsessed with them. It's not like, oh, I really like this person, or there's a lot of things to it. I had the misfortune of having somebody to reach out to me recently who wasn't a twin, that asked for a quick connect, like I really want to know what's going on with my twin. And I looked at it and I was like, she's not even a twin. And everybody in her group and everybody in her life had misled her for years. She's had multiple people read it. So I had to be the bad guy and say, I hate to tell you this, but you're really not a twin. There are certain things that people that can actually see the twinship, there's certain energetic principles. There's a certain energetic signature. There are markings. There are a number of things that people who have the abilities to see these things can see. Tanya and I both have different abilities in this area where I can see certain things. Tanya sees the other things. And so we make a really good team for this for some reason, but some people can see it and some can't. There's also an energetic signature to twins. I can see it in the eyes. When I'm looking at twins and I'm trying to identify like what's going on here, like when this person reached out, I was like, they're not twins. I can tell. I just know. I have a knowing. It's very deep knowing. I also asked Michael and God, I want to know what the status of this soul contract is, or what the status of the soul bond is for these two people. Michael and God, I ask multiple times. It's like, I want to know in 5 different ways. I want you to tell me in 5 different ways. Like, give me 3 visuals, give me 2 phrases, whatever. But it's not something that I want to fuck up on, because misleading somebody off a path is one of the most dangerous things you can do for their soul, right? Super, super imperative that we keep them on the path of their true twins. So finding somebody that can identify that for you is key. The last thing I think is there is a response. The soul responds to certain things about your true twin. I've actually done it. One of Tanya's friends reached out to me one time, and I was talking to her and I was like, you don't really know if you're a twin, do you? And she was like, no, I kind of wonder sometimes. And I'm like, okay. And so I took her down this path, and what I did was I stretched her and I said, okay, if I told you this, then what would you say? And her soul was like revolting against what I said. And she said, I feel combative, like to the point where I almost hung up on you. And I said, that's because you're a twin. Like, your soul is revolting what I just said to you. And it's not just, this is your twin or not your twin. It's not that kind of thing. Your soul knows, like, your soul will fight or flight for your twin. Your soul knows who that person is. And so it's really easy when you combine all these things. There's a true signature to true twins. There really is. So you only have one. You don't have 3. You don't have 2. You don't have 8. If you don't know who they are, then take this as an opportunity to honestly go down a different path, right? Because the twin journey is as hard. It's one of the hardest journeys that a person can ever take. I've called it a blessing and a curse, and anybody that's truly on this journey knows what that means. This journey is not for the weak-hearted. This journey is not for those who aren't ready to dive in 100% in devotion and commitment to this, into their twin. It will rock you to your core. It will chew you up and spit you out. And you have to know and be committed to this journey. So,
Well, a lot of people get caught up in the romanticism.
yeah.
And the whole thing is I don't think there's a lot of information out there on exactly how tough it is, because you have all these wounds and different things like that basically, until those wounds are removed, it's a showstopper. So the thing is you have to look, and there's a lot of trauma that comes along with it. I mean, it's not all roses like people paint this beautiful picture. That's not what it is. And if you actually, if you're not actually on this journey, I would say, why put yourself through that? So
I found out recently that someone very, very close to me is a twin. And when I was helping her, she just kind of reached out and she's like, can you help me with this? Whatever it is, like, I need my blocks cleared or something. Tanya and I were clearing your blocks. And I went, oh shit, she's a twin. I spent 2 hours trying to convince or trying to come to the conclusion that she's not a twin, because I was like, that's the only thing that's going to save this woman's ass, because this is going to be a hard journey. This is a hard journey. I know how hard this journey is. So I was kind of hoping that I was wrong, but everything that I was getting, it was just, it's always the same thing. I get unanimous. It's unanimous. It's either you are or you aren't. And I had Tanya validate it. I'm like, Tanya, can you look at this? And she's like, yeah, they're totally twins. And I actually told her, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're a twin. So here you go. Welcome to hell. Welcome to heaven, but welcome to hell. I mean, this is not going to be easy. So if you are feeling like so many do that find out they're not, if you are in this camp where you're like heartbroken about it, consider this a relief, honestly. Because if you're not a twin and you keep beating your head against the wall, treating this 3D or this karmic relationship like it's a twinship, it's not going to turn out good for you. It doesn't work like that.
I said there's a huge responsibility that comes with being a twin. So it's one of those things where you don't want to play around with it. Because the responsibility that comes along with it is, it changes the planet, not just us as twins. So there's a lot more that goes along with it than what you think.
Yeah.
And if you're not a twin, the good thing is there is another path.
Yeah.
There's another path. And you may be a light worker, maybe a higher soulmate. I mean, so it's not the end of the world if you're not.
I've heard overwhelmingly in all of the twins that thought they were twins, and there haven't been that many of them really, because you kind of know, right? But the ones that have come to me that I've had to say, well, actually, this isn't your path. I'm getting this overwhelmingly, right? And then I'll even have other people validate it for me. Like, I am not shy about that. I don't want to be responsible for misleading somebody. So I will have Tanya validate it. I have another person that I know understands soul signatures really, really well. And I'll refer them to him. And in every incident, there has been this overwhelming sense of, and this communication from God and Michael, and they're saying she's on the wrong path. So this is just going to get more difficult for her. But if she goes on her right path, the one that she's supposed to be on, she's going to be able to use everything that she's using now, but she's going to actually be able to progress, right? And there's another energy on this path that's waiting for her, that's being delayed because she's, kind of running around in circles over here where she's not supposed to be. So it can be hard, it can be difficult, but it really is in your best interest to move on the path that is designed for you. Otherwise your soul doesn't grow. And then you get, things get, how did they put it? Stunted. Your path is stunted. Your soul growth is stunted. Like, everything comes to a screeching halt, and then things just become difficult. It's not going to get better if you're on the wrong path.
Right.
If you have any question about what path you're on, reach out. If you're concerned about, because some people literally have moved across the world for twins that were not their twins. There are people that are investing years of their life when they have something better waiting for them that they need to go and pursue. They've got soul growth that they need to accomplish, and they're not doing it. And so everybody, it's like a chain reaction, right? Because if she's going on the wrong path and this person's waiting for her, then that person's path's being slowed down. Every person that person touches is being slowed down. So it's kind of like a chain reaction of delay. When people really just need to go onto the path that they need to go onto, because it's in their best and highest good.
Right.
So. you have any questions, reach out. You have one twin, and they're either your twin or they're not. It's cut and dry. That's that. Hope everybody has a great day.
Yeah.
And that's it. Bye.
Bye.